Hi everyone, this is Prannoy HS. I'm an international badminton player. My dad used to play badminton a lot, and I used to go with him for all these outdoor badminton. Back in the days in Kerala, especially, outdoor badmintons were very popular. I think that's how it all started for me, and I think around 8 or 9, that's when I first started to play with my dad. For me, it was a reason to come out of house and kind of spend a lot of time with my friends. But I think for my dad, it was a little bit more serious at that point also, because he wanted to get me into professional badminton when I was 14, 15 itself. From 15 to 19, 20, I think I didn't think much about it. I was not even sure what I'm going to do. But the only pact with my parents was just give me 2 years post my 10th and I'll try and play badminton. Let me go to Hyderabad and train for 2 years and see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, then I'll come back and study. It took a good 4 to 5 years for me to kind of really adjust to Hyderabad, its training methods. It was very intense here. I was not able to sustain the training. Every 1 month I wanted to go back home. I knew when I was here, I would be the last person to be getting any kind of attention. Unless and until you perform, you're not going to get that. So you have to earn it. When I was 23, 24, that's when I started to grow really, or say matured enough to get into those rankings, and slowly kind of got into the structure where I was in the top 10 of the players in Hyderabad. And I realized it later, saying that if I had done it a little differently in juniors, then I would have had a little better output when I was 23 or 24. So I think probably post 24, 25, I realized that discipline is basically how well you are able to do a constant thing for a long period of time. And I think for me it was training, how well you are able to train for a longer period of time. I think 41 years we couldn't get a medal in the Asian Games. That shows how tough Asian Games is for badminton. To be a part of the Indian contingent for an Asian Games, you have to be the top 2 player from the country, and you have to be in the top 2 right at the time of Asian Games. It just comes once in 4 years, and I would say luckily I was the number 1 player at that time for the country, and I could play in the Asian Games. Just going before Asian Games, I had a very bad injury with the back, and we were very unsure about my participation in Asian Games. But from that situation to kind of eventually go out there and winning a medal for our country was something I would kind of cherish for a very long time, because to be honest, kind of bringing back that medal after 41 years felt really good. I think mental hurdles are much tougher than the physical hurdles out there, because I think it's a constant struggle to find that happiness, especially when you're playing at such kind of a sport where you're not winning every day. You're not even winning a tournament for probably for years also. What I have realized, it's important to talk about it. Especially in the last few years, I have had help with my psychologist, and I think it has always helped in figuring out situations, because one day you are so happy that I think all things are working well. The next day you feel that you are not meant for the game. Whatever money you are making, I think it's important that you invest back into you, in your sport. It will surely work in the next couple of years. Badminton is a very, very fast-paced game. One of those fastest racket sport in the world right now. From a fitness point of view, it's one of those sports where you need the highest fitness. But for me, I think the mobility with the strength has worked really good in the last few years. Getting into sport, especially in the last few years, we have seen a tremendous change, especially from a science perspective and from a technology perspective, and all the top players from the world using certain technologies to track their sleep, track their food, track the training load. Tudip Technologies has been a great partner for me. They've helped me improve my game really well on court, and we've been able to track a lot of things. For any sports person, it's a dream to be playing at the Olympics, and for badminton, the biggest hurdle is to qualify. There is going to be a lot of pressure because not many are selected to play for Olympics from your country, and so I think it's a privilege to be selected. For me, things didn't come early. If you look at my graph, my best performances came when I touched 29, 30 of my age. Being patient enough and to understand that this is a story which is not just 1-2 year story, and this story which is a good 10-15 year story, and you will have your share of good memories in that. But if you're not patient enough, then you're not going to reach that good memory side of it. If I had stopped when I was 26, 27 thinking I'm not good enough like my teammates, then I don't think I would have had anything to even share about my World Championship medal or my Asian Games medal. That kind of gives a lot of story to others, saying that things are not done until you say that it's done.